Oh no! Oh no! Ah! Ah! Everything explodes to mine! Oh my gosh! See ya, Mutas! They all die with Mutas trying to snipe these Templar. 1 down, 2 down. And he can't storm on his own units. He's gonna get the 3rd High Templar too.
Now he's pulling the drones. They've got to hold on here, but any drone losses are pretty catastrophic. The Zerglings from Eon Zerg actually glitching out quite heavily. And in the end, True Touch comes out. Several Lings on top. All right, welcome back, everybody, to the BSL, the Bombastic Star League. Season 8 is here. I'm here. My name is Rapid. I'm once again physically right next to Nyoken. If he says something and chat votes on it for me to punch him, I'll do it. I can do that.
Don't do that.
Don't do that, guys. We're here to exist in Brood War harmony in the round of 16. So excitingly, we've made it through our round of 24 and we've eliminated a bunch of good players. Who did we eliminate? Bombastic Star League. We've eliminated a lot of good players. Who is the most surprising player that you think should have made it to the round of 16 but didn't, Nyoken?
I guess from last week what we saw, Tai2, because Tai2 did so well last season. You know, he took out Gorinich last season. I'm surprised that he didn't make it out of this group. So I guess for me, that's the biggest surprise. I mean, I'm looking at the players right now. I think in general, most of the people you expected to get out would get out. Like DeWalt, TT1, Terror, players like that. So I'm not really surprised overall.
Yeah, I remember we had one season and like, it was 2 seasons ago, Eon Zerg got knocked out in the round of 16. I was like, wait a second.
Yeah.
I'm not going to be making as much money off this season anymore. So it was very surprising. This season, I felt like all the first seeds got through, and even some surprises got through, like one of our players in our groups coming up in Group A of the round of 16, the Italian player PrO. Now, I think somebody said this guy was a veteran. I think in the Team Liquid article about it, they call PrO a veteran. If he's a veteran, I've never heard of this guy before. Have you?
I have also never heard of this guy. So if somebody in the chat knows his AKA,
yeah,
I don't know what it is. But
well, that's the thing is like the Italian StarCraft scene is like Cloud and
that's it.
Yeah, maybe a few other. I think there's one other Italian Protoss player who was pretty good way back in the day. But like, you know, this is really exciting to see another very strong Italian player. So we're going to be watching PrO play today. We're going to be watching our boy Payam Toyam come back and try to increase the NA representation in the round of 8. But I don't know.
Is that our boy though?
Is he? Yeah, because we have multiple boys to choose from.
Yeah, we have Jaeyun. How can you pick TT1 over
my bias is North American. Okay. I just like to colonialistically include Canada in part of the Americas. Okay, that's what I say. Anytime like there's like a South American player like Terror playing, I'm just like, I'm a fan of players from the Americas. It's like, you know, it's kind of anyway. But we also have other players playing, so I think we have some graphics to show you who's playing in the BSL in the round of 16. That's my subtle hint to our behind-the-scenes magician Zero. We'll put it up on screen. Yeah, so this is Group A. Jaeyun will be playing against PrO first. And then TT1 will be playing Dandy, another one of our fine American players.
Yes.
South American players, but it still counts. Dandy is fantastic, but I feel like sometimes he's a little on the cheesy side. Maybe most times. We also don't know what race he's picking.
Oh, Dandy.
Yeah, Dandy.
Yeah, Dandy. Well, he's going to play Terran versus Jaeyun if
That's
he plays
right.
him. He's going to play Terran versus TT1 if he plays him. No, he's going to be playing Terran the whole way.
Okay.
Because he only plays Protoss versus Terran. There's no Terrans. So.
Oh, that's right. That's right. I always forget. Race pickers are a crazy breed, but you're right. We're going to get Terran Dandy, which is just absolutely fantastic. I'd say he's solidly maybe number 1, number 2, probably number 2. Best player in South America.
He's at least number 2. Because it's really between him and
Terror,
right?
Yeah.
So
every once in a while, you'll see one of these other South American upstarts get up there. Castro's had his moments where he's like very, very good. Who else were we talking about? I think Ultra got eliminated earlier, but sometimes I see good games out of Ultra too. Gosu Dark's got his moments, Babo. But you're right. We're going to see one of the great South American players in Dandy face off against one of the great North American players in TT1. Iconic matchup for sure. And we were reading some prediction articles, most notably the one on Team Liquid. We were seeing that a lot of people were predicting TT1 and Dandy to maybe make it out, but a lot of people forget about my boy, our boy, collectively, Jaeyun, who made it all the way to the round of 4 last season. And I think it would be surprising to me to not see him advance on here, but realistically, anything could happen.
Yeah. As you and I were talking before the games or before the cast, it really comes down to, is Jaeyun practiced? Because if he's practiced, he's really good.
Mm-hmm.
It's same thing with TT1, same with Dandy. If these players are practiced, they're going to be really hard to stop. So actually, like in the Team Liquid thread, where people were talking about the group of death,
yeah,
you know, people generally went for, what was it, Group C's the group of death, because there's like two people that kind of stand out as the favorite. But in this group, legit, I think all 4 have a really good chance of making it out.
No, I definitely think so. You can see the player profiles here, and there is that round of 4, the semifinals that Jaeyun made it into. And through his own admission, he did not expect to make it that far. But I feel like he did very, very well. He 3-2'd to SPX, and then he made it into face-off against True Touch, I guess. And that was a very, very close best of 5 series. So you never know. Is this the family man, I have a wife and a real job, Jaeyun? Or is this the North American Brood War legend from Team NOS, Jaeyun? And also, you know, which pro is this? Well, I don't know how many pros there are out there, but we'll see if PrO was the name of the team Draco was on, right? So he would always use PrO as yeah. Well, he was on a bunch of them.
Yeah, he was on a bunch of teams.
But the most recent one, he would always like have PrO as his brand name. I'm like, I mean, I get that you name your team that, but I don't know if that makes you a pro. Obviously, he was a pro, but I don't know if this pro is pro. So these are our 2 players. We are about ready to get into our first game that is going to feature Jaeyun and PrO. And we're undecided. If you guys have decided who you think is going to win, make sure to paste that in the chat along with some healthy, positive discussion, because we're about ready to go. Our first map is always going to be Heartbreak Ridge here in the round of 16. So get ready. We're getting into game number 1. Okay, here we go. In the left-hand side of the screen, playing Zerg. In the white, this is our North American Zerg player, Jaeyun.
And in the bottom right, we have the Italian Protoss. It is PrO. Yeah, so Heartbreak Ridge, as I bring up every single time I see this map, instant veto for me. Instant, like actual instant.
Why are we instant videoing this?
It's so hard to defend proxies from Protoss, so hard to defend 2-hatch Muta, but this is Zerg versus Protoss. But as a Protoss player, if I know I'm playing versus a Zerg, this would also be an instant veto because it's so hard to defend your Nat. You've got the temples behind your natural. They can bust that. Then all of a sudden you got Hydras on your ledge. Then also, one of the most famous games in history, Yellow versus Bisu. Yellow winning with a 2-hatch Lurker drop, which we just recently saw in KT versus SKT, except it was Hydras. So, like, this map has so many, like, gimmicks that can actually just kill Protoss. I'm very worried for PrO.
You call them gimmicks, I call them mechanics, okay? Look, there's a lot to this map, and I believe it was Best that got eliminated on this map in ASL when they had it for a short, brief season. Either way, whoever thought it was a good idea to have a high ground behind your natural, I don't know, dude. How are you supposed to, like, stop anything that gets up above the natural? Is just very, very difficult to deal with, especially if it's those 2-hatch Lurkers.
Yeah. The Lurkers can literally just get into your natural and just wipe the whole mineral out instantly. And we haven't even talked about the mineral that's up here by the temples. Potentially, like, a fast pool could potentially just run straight into the main.
Yeah.
But Jaeyun is not really known to go for fast pool with speed or something along those lines. But we do have standard opener from him. I think it was an overpool.
Yep.
Followed up with a standard hatchery. Now, PrO, on the other hand, we got a gateway. No forge this time.
That's true. And I'm always, like, confused with the way that Protoss players decide to wall in on this map. It's a little bit weirder because the choke is overall a little bit wider. But especially when you start rallying zealots across the map, anything can happen. especially when the hatchery is delayed a little bit, like it is here for Jaeyun. So he hasn't scouted. Obviously, he's just now getting his Overlord over here, and we'll see that A, it's a gateway opener, and B, that there's a Zealot headed to his base.
Yeah, so gateway open here, I think this is probably the best opener you can go for because, as I said, this map, if Zerg is in control, they've got so much potential to just punish you. But with gateway opener, you're all of a sudden putting the pressure back onto the Zerg. Now, this wall that PrO has, this is an interesting wall because if you put the forge forward,
right,
you have limited area to put your cannons. Like the gateway feels like it's a little too far back because I'm just looking at where do we actually put cannons behind this gateway? Like it kind of blocks their gas, kind of like, I don't know. It's a very weird placement to me for this gateway.
I think you can put a cannon behind the gateway and it doesn't stop the straight mining of probes on the right-hand side, but also, I don't know. It depends on also which buildings you want to put back in your main because a lot of Protoss players I think I saw DeWalt do this, but mostly Bonnets will have started putting his forge in the main base and then walling with the cyber core, which I guess makes sense if you really don't want to get that upgrade canceled. But also, I guess it depends on which build you're expecting to go up against too.
Yeah, we actually in the interview we had with him, I asked him about that, and he said, 973 was so strong, you lose your forge, it's almost game over.
Yeah.
So. Yeah, we could see that, but this time we do see the forge at the front, so that's not going to be the case. I am a little bit surprised that there wasn't any movement with the Zealots. He didn't move them out at all. The Overlord sees it the whole time too, so he's not. Yeah. It's not like he just moved it out slightly to kind of make him worried. And behind this, Jaeyun feels super confident. If we look at what he has, it's 6 Lings. It's really minimal defense, and he's gone 3 hatch. And behind this is looking like 973 because we have the Hydrogen coming down, no lair.
No, I'm also expecting it to be 973 here. No lair is really the big tell. Obviously, there's no real way for the Protoss player to know about it unless this sneaky little probe gets past these 2 little Zerglings. I've seen crazier things happen. That's how you can tell Flash is not playing Protoss here. Because otherwise, that probe gets in 100%. But either way, it's pushed out, and maybe it's a little bit suspicious to see a couple of Lings there, but it shouldn't really tell him anything. The probe should be alive for a little bit longer, but he still hasn't seen that there's no lair in the main, which is the real scary mystery that we're trying to figure out.
Now, finally, PrO did move out, but the Overlord had complete vision of it. So he sees exactly what's going on, but this does hit kind of at a moment where Jaeyun is thinking about building a few more drones. So I actually like this move out. It also forces Lings.
Yep.
And now here come the Hydras, though, and let's get a count on the drones. 973, what's that add up to? 19.
Ooh,
exactly what we have here.
Look at that mathematics that we're seeing. A fine Jaeyun, I should mention, is an actuary, so that's super hardcore math. I'm glad that he can also add up, but except we went up to 20 drones here.
Yeah.
So right as I decide to advertise that he's a math major like myself, we go up to 20 drones. So we're innovating here. That's what I'm going to call it. Second cannon on the way, so at least we're not going to have another one of these 1 cannon Protoss players. Really, really hope you're not doing this build. But is 2 cannons enough?
No, so. 2 cannons cannot hold 973. And Zero talked about a lot of Protoss players were just opening straight Citadel because Stargate just kind of kills or kind of just dies to the Hydra bus. And what do we see PrO going for? He's already going for Stargate. Citadel's pretty late. And I mean, Jaeyun's right here. He can bust, maybe not right now. Maybe we need 1 more cycle of Hydras. And then we already have speed done. Range is halfway done. Versus 2 cannons versus 4 Zealots with no speed.
And crucially enough, there's 0 vision for PrO at all. Like, he has no idea. And this is the scary part about 973 is you, for a lot of times, you just don't know, especially if you have your early probe scout pushed out that quickly. So we're going to get a Corsair out, and then all of a sudden, we're going to figure out that that is not a good time to have a Corsair. He did mine out the minerals in the top as well, but I don't know if that's going to stop everything from just coming into the front door. He's pulling probes right now. We do still have that back cannon that's still alive, but oh my god, he's gonna snipe the cannon in the back before it even completes. So we got a free rally behind the mineral lines as well as being able to kill off almost all the cannons in the front.
Yeah, and this is exactly what I'm talking about with Heartbreak Bridge. 2 Hydras in the back. Now they can just sit over the probe ledge, get free kills.
What are you gonna
Meanwhile, there's Hydras at the front, gonna pick off the forge. This +1's going down. There's not enough Zealots. Speed hasn't kicked in just yet. And also, he may get the gateway. We have no gates in our main.
Nope. We've got 0.7 gateways in our main, so sick, killing it. He's going to lose a Hydra for free, so that sucks. But he will be able to get the Forge and probably the Gateway if he wants it. Much less, oh, by the way, we can run Hydras back here behind the mineral line. PrO's in a lot of trouble.
Yeah, now behind this, it's not like Jaeyun has a lair or anything, but he is powering up to 5 hatcheries, so at least he's, you know, PrO has that going for him, because if a drop came in right now,
we're in
how
trouble.
are you defending that?
So, correct me if I'm wrong, but this 9734 that Zero was talking about is where you add the 4th hatchery on, but Jaeyun's going all the way up to 5. Is that just because he really, really wants the macro right now, or is that just because he feels like he has a little bit more room?
Yeah, so 9734, 4 is for 4th hatch at another base, and I guess he's just feeling not confident at securing another base. So I don't mind this. It is a slight...
Look at how many Hydras are above the mineral line. Natural.
Yeah, all these probes are dead.
Yeah. So I don't know if we won the game here, but we're kind of winning the game here.
Well, I'm trying to see, do we have Templar? That's the main thing, is we don't have Templar Archive yet. It's just started,
less
so
than halfway
if we
done.
had Storm, he could storm these Hydras, I think it'd be okay. But now with the natural having to be evacuated, we don't have Storm. Speed is kicked, or has kicked in now, but we don't have +1. It's like, how do you ever engage? Also, you're fighting up a hill.
Yeah, good luck with that. Like, yeah, so we're in trouble. We can't mine from our natural expansion as PrO. So we got to try to move out. So that's what he's going to do. He's going to send the Zealots out front. Look, if all the Hydras are in the back, they obviously cannot stop the Zealots in the front. However, much to PrO's chagrin, Jaeyun has the ability to build units back in his own base. So I don't know what we're going to get done with the Zealots.
Yes, so Jaeyun is playing this map exactly how you should be playing this, and this is why it's so hard to play Protoss versus Zergon here. Like, you just feel helpless unless you can get something done with Zealots, which he may actually get done at the 3rd base, only 1 sunken and 1 Hydra, but there's a bunch at the natural, so it's going to get cleaned up eventually.
Yeah, the Overlord placement from Jaeyun was a little bit rough. Obviously, Corsairs make that difficult to have good placement on your Overlords, but he didn't see those Zealots coming down there until it was a little bit too late. They kill the Sunkens, and it's still going to be annoying to clear up. But keep in mind that behind this, PrO does not have a lot. He's barely able to retake his natural right now, and his unit count is like single digits.
Well, I was going to say that the one thing that PrO has going for him is Jaeyun's drone count seems very low. It's only 25. He still has 3 bases, and he has 5 hatch, so he can make a ton of drones all at once. But he doesn't have super econ, but he does have lair. He does have speed coming in. He does have spire coming in. And you know that PrO is building Templars now, right? So if we get out around the mutas, these are going to get sniped.
Yeah, it's still going to be a while before Storm even comes into the picture. And the big thing for right now is that there's nothing that's stopping Jaeyun from powering up. He just built a round of 15 drones. So this is the thing about Zerg. It's like they have no drones and then they have a million drones. And you have to be able to stop them from making that transition. And PrO cannot do that.
Yeah, couple DTs coming out. One runs instantly into the Hydras, gets taken down. Now, the second one, I don't think Jaeyun notices it, so it doesn't get taken down just yet.
We don't have Overlord speed yet, so kind of hard to chase those things around.
Yeah, but he's going to be getting it pretty soon. It's about 90% done. There's the mutas. You knew they were coming because there's no way PrO's building Sares at this point. He's 100% building Templars. And what I would do as Jaeyun is I would hide them until PrO's feeling confident to move out. Because for now, he's just sitting behind cannons. I don't really think he can actually take them out.
Yeah. Actually, when I think about the wall, losing that Forge in this setup, it's actually not that bad. Like, you can still fit Archons out that. You don't have to kill any buildings. But obviously, I don't think he predicted this eventuality. We got a bunch of gates in the main where we at 6 right now. So, yeah. I mean, I guess that's okay. I probably want to add on a couple more here in a little bit. But we're going Archons as well. So, I guess that's to protect the High Templar from the mutas, right?
Yeah, he's definitely going to get some type of real anti-air to deal with the mutas. So we do have range coming in for the Dragoons. We do have an Archon that's already morphed. Now, I got to say, look at the supply. PrO is at 110 supply versus 80, which I find a bit surprising because Jaeyun shut down the mineral line for so long. But because Jaeyun stayed on 20, 25 drones for so long, he wasn't able to power. So actually, PrO has done a really good job to get back into this game. I think if he plays defensively, takes a 3rd base, that's not a bad position because this is Heartbreak Ridge. If you split it as Protoss and you go for like the super cost-effective unit comp like Dark Archon, Storm, Reaver, Zerg, what do you do versus that?
I think, if I'm not mistaken, this is the map that DeWalt went for Scout Reaver against Zerg, and he was almost dead for 1,000,000 years and just wouldn't die because it was too cost effective. Thank goodness we're not seeing that this time around. But we do have Scourge out finally, and so the Corsairs are not going to be that effective. The Storm is done, and there are quite a few High Templar. I gotta say, I think we're on 7, 5, 6.
Yeah, we've got
five.
5 Templar, and they have so much energy, so they can deal so much. Oh, the Mutas!
Oh, and he's on top of the army, so he's storming his own High Templar. Oh my God! He stormed his own High Templar. He only has like 1 left.
Yeah, he has 1 left, 1 storm. But I mean, his army is still very strong, and Mutas are not exactly the strongest unit. A couple of them are damaged, but I mean, oh my God, that storm killed more of his own stuff than the Mutas actually did. But still, look at that storm. That hit a lot of the Mutas. Hydras are not coming at the greatest angle.
How many storms you got here? Where's your splash damage, bro? You got any splash damage, bro? Bro, I don't think so. Look at this. It's just going to be a Hydras killing helpless Zealots. The meters are still alive, and as long as they avoid this Archon, we're going to be okay. He does need to kill that DT. He's getting a few more swipes in than he wanted, but look at these reinforcements. PrO is actually getting quite a bit of damage done.
Yeah, PrO actually has a lot reinforcing. He does have +1 weapon, so he's hitting like a truck. Zerg also has +1 weapon. I'm trying to check it, +2. +2 not spinning for PrO, so a big loss there, but he does take out the 4th base.
Yeah.
If PrO expands behind this, which he does, he would be even in bases. He's up 30 supply, so he's in a decent spot.
Yeah, look at PrO. He's already sending a unit to scout the upper left because he's sure that is going to be the next base location. I think it's right for Jaeyun to keep fighting this because at the end of the day, PrO does not have splash damage, so that's makes Hydras pretty good units.
Yeah, also he had a huge arc advantage. Also, he's on 3 base versus 2, so PrO can't trade forever.
This is not a good fight. PrO is going to take this. He does have a few more Zealots than I expected, but with the Hydras on the high ground, no, it's not looking too promising. He's going to lose his whole army here, and that's a really good fight for Jaeyun to take.
Yeah, really great engagement from Jaeyun there. He had Hydras in position outside of the natural to prevent reinforcements, and then with no storm, no way PrO could actually trade effectively. So this is actually fantastic from Jaeyun. And now we've got even supply, even upgrades, probably favorable upgrades for Jaeyun now. It's almost +2 for him. Actually has +1 armor too. So his Hydras are super deadly.
And he just built another round of 20, so good luck. We're just now rebuilding High Templar. Did they have Kydarian Amulet? I don't think so.
No Kydarian Amulet.
So it's going to take even longer for these storms to come up. I think he's got like 2 or 3 right now, but you're going to need a few more than that.
Yeah, this is so many Hydras. Like, actually so many Hydras. It's what, like 60 Hydras?
Yeah.
Just disgusting. And PrO is completely out of position. All the units are up top.
Well, did we snipe a High Templar? I think we went in to try.
I think he got them both. There were 2 and I don't see any.
Yeah, whoops. Well, how to play Protoss without splash damage. I guess we're going to find out this game. He's got an Archon, and that takes full damage from Hydras and dies instantly.
Yeah, Jaeyun just mopping the floor with PrO. Like, actually amazing play from him, and there's just no way that PrO can stop it. There's no AoE. The Mutas are still alive too, so they can just suicide onto Templars.
I'm really happy PrO has these observers to see that he's about to die. I don't think that there's anything that PrO can do to stop this. Jaeyun just absolutely crushing, and GG. Jaeyun's going to take game number 1.
Yeah, really nicely done from Jaeyun, but I am impressed how well PrO held on, because I thought he was dead as soon as the natural gets evacuated.
Yeah,
we weren't mining, and it was versus 3 base.
His macro after he had his natural denied there for a second, I was like, wait a second, this is actually incredible. The downside is that he had the ability to make a lot of units. He just also then killed his own units by storming them. That first storm is like it's a tough one, but like, what are you supposed to do? That's really rough. And I like that Jaeyun kind of had the foresight to say, okay, we put him a little bit behind here so we can get faster mutas, so we can snipe the High Templar and just get that much further ahead. And so that's going to be game 1 going to Jaeyun, and that means that we get into our second game. Now, correct me if I'm wrong, but what is our second map going to be? Maybe Gladiator. Okay, all right. I don't know what our vetoes or bans are, or what our password. There it is. Okay, I figured out our password. But the second map is going to be Gladiator. What do you think about PVZ? on Gladiator, Nyokin.
I think Pro's in trouble.
Ooh,
he is in
trouble. There are quite a few bases with many minerals at them on Gladiator, and you start on low ground. So, could be a difficult game for our Italian Protoss player. He's down 0-1, and he is kind of a new face to BSL, so I don't think it would be surprising to see him kind of struggle on the big BSL stage, because we have a big BSL stage. We've got a big BSL studio. We, of course, have a big BSL stage. So I really want to see him do well here. But let's see what happens as we get into game number 2 between PrO and Jaeyun on the map Gladiator. Okay, in the upper left-hand corner in the white playing Zerg from North America is Jaeyun.
And in the top right, he's down 0-1. It is PrO. Now, if I was PrO, I would open with Gateway.
Yeah, for sure.
100%.
I don't know how you open cannons on this map.
Yeah, it's so hard to open Forge versus Zerg these days, in my opinion. And I think that even though the Korean scene has figured out how to stop 973, not too sure about the foreign scene. Now, last game, actually, it was like a 971 from Jaeyun, because that was probably why his econ never really kicked in.
Oh,
but
yeah,
the Zealot, we remember there was this Zealot move out from PrO that actually forced out a couple more links. So I think he needs to do that again, because he recovered very well despite losing his natural.
Yeah.
Now, he's not going to lose his natural this time, but he's got to be careful, because there's limited amount of cannons you can actually fit at this position. So if you underestimate how many Hydras are coming, you're just going to lose. You can't build cannons forever at this on Gladiator. There's actually just unbuildable terrain.
Well, yeah, not only can you not build there, but even the area that you can build in, it's awkward to fit cannons in positions that also allow your Zealots to move. So either you're trapping your own units in, or okay, and it is gateway first, so that does make a lot of sense there. I'd like to see the bonus strat. You just rally Zealots and see what they can do against it. Obviously, that is a much more aggressive way than I think PrO is used to playing. But let's see what happens here, because they are both scouting incorrectly, at least initially.
Yeah, but we do have identical openers. This was Overpool versus Gateway Expand. Yeah. And I guess we're just going to have to wait and see how PrO tweaks his build to match what Jaeyun's doing, because we know that Jaeyun, he just likes to build drones. But he showed last game that he will get a bit aggressive. Now, in my experience versus Jaeyun, or watching him play, I actually don't remember him ever building that amount of Hydras in the early game. Usually this guy, he's like, I'm going to take another base, then I'm going to take another one, then I'm going to take another one, then I'm going to build mass drones. If you attack me, I'm going to have 10 Sunkens. Yeah. And then I'm going to build 100 Hydras.
Yeah. Turns out, see, Hydras can't turn into Sunkens. Only drones can. So, why not just build the drones, right? And that used to be Jaeyun's kind of play style, very similar to a Protoss that just hides behind cannons forever and then busts out. And I don't think either one of us expected to see such an aggressive 973 there. And you're right, they did have a few hiccups in there, and maybe he did overreact to the tiny Zealot move out. But at the end of the day, I think we're going to see something much different from Jaeyun this time around, because I guess 973 would theoretically also be good on this map, or maybe anything the Zerg does on this map is good. But I actually am more concerned about how PrO sets up to defend.
Yeah, well, this game again, PrO went gateway first, but didn't actually send any Zealots out. And now there's a huge gap, and I think Jaeyun just runs straight into the main here, or at least forces Zealots out of position. So nice move here, and everything so far that Jaeyun's gone for is identical. We got third hatch coming up.
Yeah.
And it is at mid left, so it's not a split map scenario. So I do expect to just see the same thing.
Okay, wisely PrO blocked the Lings from running into the main, but turns out Lings can kill probes. So, yeah, there's 2 Lings in your main, and now all of a sudden your micro just gets a lot more difficult. He almost got that probe.
Yeah, he almost got the probe, but so far, I don't think PrO's build has really been that disrupted. I'm still waiting to see the cybernetics, but other than that, I think everything is a-okay for now. And what do we have for Jaeyun? More Lings being built. Or is he just going to try and bust? Oh, actually, Zealots moved across the map. That's why he's having to build more Lings.
Yeah. I actually didn't see those move out. I thought he was stressed with the Lings in his main. No, he's going for it. We've only got 6 Lings back at home.
Yeah, 2 Zealots, 1 Probe can actually kill a ton of Lings. So he's going to have to be very careful to control what drones coming in. Actually, the drones are really going to help at all. But one of the Zealots is already extremely low. So actually, Jaeyun did a good job to defend this. Now there's the Forge, but still no Cybernetics.
Yeah, actually, wow, I didn't realize that we're building things that only cost minerals, okay? Who cares about using gas? Eventually, of course, we are going to start doing that, and I think +1 should be spinning here, not too long. Obviously, after Cybernetics comes up. Ling speed's halfway done, and we build any more Lings after that? Oh, we're catching the Zealots in the middle of the map. So I think he hasn't killed the Zealot yet. It's down to only HP bar. So this is actually kind of scary.
Yeah, Jaeyun's in a bit of trouble because if we look at what he has, there's no lair, there's no hydrogen, he's not mining gas, so he's kind of like all in speed basically at this point. And Zealots, I mean, they're not that hard to build. Like, they don't cost that much. Like, he's hitting his build. He's got Cyber's done. He can build a Stargate or a Citadel.
I think Jaeyun will be able to defend back at home, but losing that drone, once again, very, very painful. He has minimal Zerglings. And even though he is maybe going to commit to a lot of Zerglings early, he's losing them against epic Zealot micro.
Yeah, the Zealots traded so well, only one of them going down. They're still alive. The Probe is still alive, too. So if he can get into a good position to trade even, like, I think he's going to kill all these Zerglings, too. And Jaeyun, still no layers.
What are we doing as
no
Jaeyun?
hydrogen.
Okay, yeah, what's going on? We're building more hatcheries. Okay, those don't kill things. It's like the 9-7-3-4, but without the 9, the 7, or the 3. We just went to 4. So we're rallying Lings across the map. Do we have enough?
Yeah, now this is a lot of Lings.
Yeah.
He's having to pull probes to make sure that he doesn't die. Second cannon does get up. 3 Zealots now in position. So he does hold. And Jaeyun had to build so many Lings to defend that actually, like, his whole build order is out of whack. And now that I think at this point, Jaeyun's going to have to go into the style that he always plays, which is the sit behind hatcheries. But this third base is not at another main. So luckily for him, it's Gladiator, so he can still take this mineral only. But this is not exactly the position Jaeyun wanted.
Wait, the third base is not at another main?
No, the third base is at mid left. This is just a high ground.
Oh, the third expansion. I was like, he has 3 bases right now. They are, yeah. So, unfortunately, he also has no tech. So
yeah, he has no tech.
That's the other thing. Is like, oh no, I can keep the proton in this base. I'm like, yeah, but you don't have anything. So we're trying to get lair, and he's going up to a 5th hatchery right now. So this is classic Jaeyun. It's like, aha, I did something aggressive, and now I'm building 25. So, I mean, he will need a few Hydras out, and he's getting a couple, but he's just struggling. Whereas on the other side, PrO really hasn't had his build questioned at all. He had to micro a little bit there, but he's got legs halfway done, +1 halfway done, Templar Archives halfway done, and he hasn't had his mining stopped like he did in game 1.
Yeah, I actually love PrO's position right now. If this Sair comes in and sees that the lair's still building, he's gonna love it.
Yeah.
He's hitting everything. He just supply blocked Jaeyun for a second. He's got his gateways coming in. +1 weapon's gonna kick in pretty soon. Even though it's only 1 gate, he's almost got like 7 Zealots. So Jaeyun's gonna have to build a bunch of Hydras when he wants to build drones at this point.
We just started Lurker aspect, so we might be skipping a little bit farther ahead to try to hold on against, I think, what he expects is going to be like a mass speed lot attack, or at least trying to assault the third base, but I don't know if that's necessarily going to be up in time. Let's see when PrO wants to move out, because I think PrO is actually just pretty content to macro on his own side of the map.
Yeah, I think if PrO goes right now, it's an amazing timing.
Yeah.
Speed's about to kick in, +1 weapon's almost done.
Perfect
By the
timing.
time he gets there, it would be completed. We see that Jaeyun has no sunkens. It's 5 Hydras. That's it. Lurker upgrade hasn't finished. And here he comes. And now behind this, I think if PrO saw that the lair hadn't even started, he expands. But I don't actually remember the Sair going in, so he is just going to continue to build gateways, but still, I'm liking it regardless.
Well, he's starting up a couple of gateways, so there's something after this, but the Zealots actually, are they actually moving? No, we're kind of stuck. I think you're right. It's time to do it now. But by the time he gets over there now, obviously Lurkers will be, or the aspects will be done. Is he morphed any? I actually think he's a little bit slow on morphing some Lurkers out there. We don't have a Spire yet, so nothing to worry about for the Corsairs. PrO is playing this remarkably defensively. I've seen less Zealots kill bases before. That's all I'm trying to say.
Well, you do always have to be careful as PrO, because sure, like you have strong zealots, but it's not like you have 20 of them. You got 7. So
oh no, he's trying to snipe the High Templar. Oh,
almost gets that Templar picked off, but able to save it. But I'm still loving PrO's position. Now, he still doesn't know about lurkers, so I'm curious, is there a robo anywhere? I don't see it. So if he moves out and he just gets surrounded by lurkers, Jaeyun can push him all the way back. And robo is not a building that only takes a few seconds. It takes like 50 seconds, then you gotta get the observatory, then you gotta build the observer, and then it's gotta be in position.
Yeah.
So it's like a 2-minute thing. So that would give Jaeyun a big amount of time to have free reign over the map.
You think that's why he's not moving out right now? I mean, he is scouting with the DTs, so it's not like he doesn't have any information. He did scout with the Corsairs and then brought them back home. But now, where's your, okay, I thought he was gonna get it out of there faster. But anyway, there's one storm you don't have to worry about. And how many storms does PrO have?
He has like 3 storms, and even though, you know, he's shown lurkers, and now the robo's gonna come up, PrO's not going to feel confident to move out. And now also he's down a storm, so that was a good trade for him, just trading a little bit of health for energy. And here we go. PrO is expanding now. I would have liked to see this a little earlier, but it's okay. 10-minute Nexus is just fine as Protoss, but he's going to have 3 base. Holy, look at the supply. I just realized the supply.
Yeah, all of a sudden it looks a lot worse than I expected. And this is what you have to do if you're going to play this very, very defensive style as Protoss. You got to hit your macro, and that's exactly what PrO is doing. It's like, look, I could go out there, pressure your bases, try to kill your third, but he's just saying, look, my macro is better than yours. So he is killing it. Oh my god.
Yeah, doubling supply. I didn't even realize that.
20 workers up. Well, another round of drones just finished.
If he knew this and he wasn't feeling confident about attacking, we're taking bottom right.
I think at this point as PrO, you probably realize you've been able to play exactly your game up until this point, and he looks good. So the only thing I'm worried about a little bit is the lack of observers, but I think he does. Yeah, observatory is halfway done, so they will be there eventually. By the time the lurkers hit the 3rd base, certainly.
Yeah, and Jaeyun is powering like a madman because his hive is done, and it's 11-20 in the game, which you almost never see Zerg versus Protoss. So he has a weak army right now. He's really relying on lurkers, but as soon as crack kicks in, potentially defilers, all these dragoons that PrO has built, well, they're not doing anything.
Nope.
And from what I know about zealots versus lurkerling plague, they don't fare very well.
Yep.
So this could be potentially a very long game because I don't think PrO's really going to be feeling confident attacking into the Zerg unit comp in the next couple minutes.
Yeah. Now the 3rd base for PrO is just now kicking in. So if PrO gets a bunch more time to just chill out on 3 bases, he's just going to have an amazing time. But it feels like one of the hardest parts of PvZ is getting that 3rd base, and Jaeyun didn't put any pressure on PrO at all. So my question is, what's Jaeyun doing? What is his thought process here? Because it feels like Zerg almost never just lets the Protoss have his way with that side of the map.
I think Jaeyun took so much damage in the early game that he decided to camp it out and just rely on his insane macro to just outmuscle you, because Jaeyun has some of the best macro NA has. Like, if you watch him stream, he just builds units and just sends them. Like, he doesn't even actually watch the units, but it's just an endless flood of units.
Well, here comes that endless flood of units. He's coming in, and he actually is going to snipe one of the High Templars, so that's a nice expenditure of those Zerglings, but there's still a few more left, and Jaeyun is getting a lot of mileage from just having tiny little Zerglings everywhere out on the map. But the Protoss army, it's coming. It's about to hit that 3rd base, and ooh, I don't know if Jaeyun has enough to stop this. There's observers out. Oh, but look at those cracklings, man. They are really tearing up the Dragoons, reinforcing.
Yeah, they're dealing so much to the goons that are retreating, but how does PrO actually bust through here? You know, I talk about this often. If we could mix in a Reaver, 100% he busts through this, right?
Oh, yeah.
But for now, I don't think he can actually make it through, because sure, we have 3 Templars, they have 5 Storms, but there's like 8 lurkers here and so many sunks. I don't think he can actually plow through.
Yeah, and Consume is like 90% of the way done. So three-quarters of the way done. So eventually Darkstorm's going to come out, and then you have absolutely no way to siege that. Dragoons just, aren't a thing. So what are we working on right now? Consume is coming up. We're about to get +2 Carapace, which is obviously going to be pretty important here. And even if this first hatchery in the Hydra Den die, who care that? Like, we're gonna have the tech that we need as Jaeyun, and look at how much damage these Zerglings are doing.
Yeah, Ling's dealing a bit of damage in the center of the map, but I love this hidden base from Jaeyun because he really needs a fourth base because 3-base Zergers, 3-base Protoss. I'm liking Protos's position a lot, not just because he's up 80 supply, but also because he has free reign. He can start taking 4th and 5th base himself. I would really like to see Pro start taking bases because he should know that he's got control of this map right now. Like, Zerg can't do anything. So when you're ahead, you get more ahead, right?
Yeah.
But he's a little bit slow to take top middle, but that's a good base to take. But it's also a dangerous base to take because Zerg can just drop right there.
So we're researching Plague. That's about 90% of the way done. And finally, this Dark Swarm is out. That means these Dragoons are not having a good time. So finally, Pro is pushed back a little bit. He's losing a few High Templar. He's got minimal splash damage right now. He's remaking 6 of them back at home. But finally, Jaeyun has been able to come back out of the map. Now he's about to sandwich this army with Lings coming in from behind. Can he find the High Templar? He's trying to snipe it. He gets it. Oh my god. Jaeyun and the Assassin Lings.
Yeah, he's killed so many Templars with just a few units.
Does he have any High Templar?
I don't think he has any Templar right now.
Oh my god, this is a repeat of game 1.
It's pure Zealot Goon versus Ling Lurker.
Are we Gateway
Dark
Man?
It is Gateway Man. And what I'm most worried about Pro, 1 Forge. He has almost +3, but when you're facing Crack and, upgraded Lings,
your stuff just explodes.
You have to have armor and shields because all of a sudden these Lings, like 5 damage doesn't sound like a lot, but when they attack like 5 times in 1 second, and then they have upgrades, all of a sudden those health bars are going to 0 real quick.
We're about to lose our 12 o'clock base here. That is DED dead. But that's less than a controlled group of Zerglings, you say. Ha! Doesn't matter.
He canceled. He didn't even attack the Nexus. He knew it was going down, and that's a minimal commitment for Jaeyun. Meanwhile, he has his 4th base up and running. DT has found it, which is nice, but there's 5 Sunkens, there's Nidus,
too bad,
there's Lurkers. You're not killing that.
So we're trying to retake this base. Turns out 8 Lings can even try to stop that. It will get retaken, but the problem is that... Sorry, what's going on at the 6th? Okay. All right. The DT died at the 6th when he was trying to come in and kill the Sunken or something like that. But either way, Jaeyun has an extra base and Pro does not. I mean, Protoss can handle 3 bases for quite a while, but I think Pro's mined out in his main and almost his natural, so...
Yeah, Pro needs a base.
Yeah.
He's finally decided that the mineral only is the best option. I think it's okay. It's fine.
Is that Meta-Synaptic node? What's the second upgrade coming in?
Yeah.
Yeah, so we're getting tons and tons of defilers. I think he has like 4 defilers out right now. Oh no, not like that. Okay. We figured out we can't run over lurkers in the middle of the map, but at the same time, Pro has not figured out how to deal damage anywhere yet.
He's got to get top middle, and the reason he's got a drop coming to top middle is just going to shut this down instantly.
I assume, yeah, so that is Crackman drop. He drops like 4 Zerglings, instant cancel. Almost. I mean, we're trying to break through the lurkers here. Plague on the Zealots is going to make them a lot squishier. We have another Dark Swarm. Yes, we do. The Zerglings, though, or the Zealots, rather, are actually getting quite a bit of progress here. But there's so many lurkers in the back, and there's no storm to take these lurkers out. The Zealots are going to evaporate here. There's so many Sunkens behind this. Pro cannot make a dent in the natural.
Yeah, and look at that. We went from max to 130. Meanwhile, Jaeyun went from, what, like 120 to 100. So an amazing trade for him. And also shutting down the Nexus at top middle. Yeah. Such an important base. It is easy to drop here, but this entire area is easy to drop here. So if you can solidify cannons up here, not only are you getting a base, but you're also preventing a drop angle. Meanwhile, a drop does get into the top, and this is where all the heavy tech stuff
Move
is.
your Zerglings, dude! Ah, Jaeyun! My eyes!
And then we got Lings going to the middle only. He can
All of these bases could just die spontaneously. If Jaeyun just moves his units, he's good. If he doesn't move his units, he's bad. Okay, well, he did get a 6th Plague off, so...
Yes, so the
But Nyoken, isn't Plague bad against Protoss because their shields regenerate?
Plague is actually broken versus Protoss. There go those Zerglings into the main. Though, okay, there's a couple cannons there to save the tech, so that's nice. But he did get the support base, so no more Reavers for now. Ling's flanking from the back. Goodbye Goons, goodbye Templars. These are the most
he storms his own units again. Oh, helping him out there. Both players with gigantic banks, and they're at half supply, so I don't know about that, but I think the real struggle for Pro is that he just can't do anything. Like, any units he makes right now are so low tech. Where do they go? He has 1 Reaver, but it hasn't done anything all game. He keeps getting drops dropped over and over again.
Yeah, and now he's lost all of his key tech units. We don't have any Templars. That means they don't have banked energy. We've got Reavers coming out, but the army is pure Zealot other than the Reavers. Also, still 1 Forge, so no armor upgrades at all. Meanwhile, what does Zerg have? 2/2 rapid.
What? Okay, all right.
Lings are almost dealing double damage as soon as they get +3 weapon. And how far along is +3 weapon? Okay, it just started. But still, these Lings are going to be hitting like trucks.
We're not even trying to get defense. Okay, we're double dropping him, or double Reaver dropping him, rather. Oh, and all the drones are stacked up. Oh no! Boom goes the dynamite. That's some good damage. The rest go into the Nidus. But, I mean, hey, that's a nice way to finally shut that 6 o'clock base down. But PrO can't expand. He's like, I would like to buy a Val. No, he doesn't have enough money for it. So let's see if he can at least shut some of these bases down and maybe equalize things a little bit.
Yeah, well, the Reaver was the perfect move here because he got the Nidus, didn't have to really commit very hard. Now he's going to get this hatchery. I think he's going to get the Lurker, like he's clearing out everything.
Oh my God. How fast the Cracklings attack.
This is why you need armor. This is why you need shields. These Lings are actually going to save the day.
Yeah, he actually cannot kill the Lings fast enough. They're going to go, oh my God, they almost got that Reaver. He can't even kill the base. He loses the second Reaver.
And he's going to lose the shuttle, probably to Scourge. No, he does have speed, so it'll get away.
God.
Probe, he's getting desperate for money now because he had a 4K bank. Holy moly. How many Archons is this? It's like 7 Archons.
You got to have something, but when you see Archons, you realize, wait a second, he doesn't have any Storm. Oh my God, look at that Plague. Disgusting.
Hit like 10
He also he missed all the Archons and hit only the Zealots. This is like, I don't know if you're one of those guys that picks the marshmallows out of the Lucky Charms, but he perfectly spooned around the good or the bad stuff and only got the good stuff there with that Plague.
Speaking of the good stuff, Lurkers into Zealots that are Plague. Archons can't hit Lurkers, so these units actually don't help him at all.
Oh yeah, because the splash goes around it. Nice. Also, can he see the Lurkers?
No? I don't even
think our observer?
Yeah, we have no observers. And PrO is mined out in his main and his natural, and sure he has a third base, but the key thing is Nat Gas is about to mine out. Main gas is mined out. We have 4 base, but it's not 4 base gas, and this 4th base is already halfway gone. So PrO, he needs another base, whether it's bottom middle or top middle, but we gotta get it because we're getting, even though he has a 1K bank right now,
we're about to get plagued again too.
Yeah, I'm waiting for the plague.
It's like he's setting up to. Oh, there it is. Actually, this time it only hits Archons, so maybe not the greatest, but we're out of storms again. I mean, I guess these Archons are okay, but once again, the Lurkers, they're invincible because we don't have an observer. Actually, I think there is. Yeah, there is one observer. Oh, there's 2. Oh, never mind. They both got scourged. He can't go anywhere. He got his observers scourged.
Yeah, now that was actually a big moment for Jaeyun because he didn't have Swarm anymore. The Defiler actually died. I think PrO could have made it through if any observer survived. But now that he's got to build another one, it's going to buy Jaeyun time, trying to see if there is any observer coming. No, he's just building them, so he can't even push it right now.
Damn, that's such a feels Protoss man moment. He also like had his drop shut down. He was not able to get the storm off, although he's gonna try to get a storm off here. Okay, he tried to be fancy and maybe storm the Scourge there, but once again he's forced to storm his own units. And how many drones did we kill there? Was it 1? Was it 2?
Yeah, not very many, but we're running out of resources.
Yep. This feels really rough. He was able to get that 4th base up, but it's a mineral only, so you know who cared that. It's also almost mined out, so we're struggling. Somehow he also still has a gigantic bank after all is said and done because he is trading pretty effectively. He just can't do anything.
Yeah, and we got +3 for Zerg.
Yeah.
Versus +0. So we are mega wrecked.
Where's our Ultralisks at this point? I'm waiting. Maybe we don't have quite the economy for that, but this is insane.
Well, PrO's doing a good job to like find units here and there. He picked off what 5-6 Hydras right there, gets some Lurkers. He might actually bust through on the
huge Stormoo! All over everything. The mineral line, the armies, and finally PrO is busted. And wow, all of a sudden Jaeyun just kind of caught with his pants down at his brand new base.
Yeah, he's doubling the supply, almost 155 to 90. There's really, sure, there's defilers, but there's nothing to really help.
Yeah, what do you plague Archons?
Yeah,
nice.
what are you plaguing here? That you're not dark swarming Hydras. But Jaeyun may actually push it back, and we can't lose these Archons. No, we can't lose that shuttle either.
Oh no! Oh my God! Okay, well, that sucks. And finally, PrO is pushed back.
Look at our drone count for Jaeyun.
Yeah, wait a second.
What happened?
How many drones did
He had 55.
there? So I think there was a storm drop to bottom, maybe?
Yeah, storm drop at the bottom must have gotten some more drones there.
That must have killed a million drones down there. Oh my God.
This crushed the econ for Jaeyun. Imagine if we have another base as PrO.
Holy
we would be killing
it. That's a lot.
But
not a lot.
But this should at least give him confidence now to take another base. But look at this sneaky hatchery at bottom left. I don't know what this is for.
Yeah,
it's got to be for Nidus.
I'm guessing that, yeah, he just wants to get a Nidus up there and not build it on location in case it gets canceled. One thing PrO did do is cancel that 9 o'clock base from coming up. So that was actually pretty good. And he did kill the mineral only. So actually both players might be a little bit rough for money right now.
Yeah, both players are really struggling, and Jaeyun with 26 drones is in big. He's basically mined out. He's on one base because bottom middle is the only base running, and we have how many drones mining the mineral?
Yeah, we can send some drones to the Nidus there, my man.
One. So actually, Jaeyun, I don't think. Oh, we got another big engagement.
Oh yeah, and this is mostly Archons, so obviously the.
Did PrO do? Oh, actually, a huge counterattack. What?
Wait, what? Oh my God! And this is all lurkers, and he has no observers back home. Well, oh, and the Reaver goes down to Lings. What? Oh no, okay, so lurkers on the probes. Double storm, nice. At least it's gonna, oh wait, it doesn't kill it because it was a double storm. Never mind. Well, what a counterattack. This game is crazy. Neither player has a whole lot of money, or a whole lot of mining. They've got a lot of money. Oh, if he loses this other shuttle. Oh, with big plague on the Zealots. Nice storms, but he's gonna storm his own observers.
Oh, he's got so many though, but he doesn't have any dark swarm, so actually the Archons can deal some damage here. Reaver comes out, gets some big hits off. I think he holds this.
I think PrO's doing it, Nyoken. He built so many observers. They are starting to die, so that could be a big moment. Okay, finally he's figured out how to keep his shuttle and observers alive, so nice. PrO defends, and Jaeyun's almost out of money.
Yeah, but PrO's also almost out of money because his third base is almost not mining. He lost his mineral only, which had low money anyways. And this small link counterattack on top middle shuts down the fourth base again.
Nice map. I mean, at the same time, look, you have to recognize you need to build a bunch of stuff there to stop those drops. Now, who's in a better spot right now? Because while neither player can really mine, oh, look at him sneakily mine from this base. What a guy. And does the Zealot behind the mineral line stop mining here? No.
No, he has no idea that it's there.
That's actually amazing. I've never seen somebody proxy mine from that location. What a beautiful world we live in.
Yeah, I'm liking Jaeyun's position. Really, I just want him to transfer more drones to bottom middle.
We're fighting in the middle. See what's going on there. We're trying to snipe the High Templar. Looks like we are. Oh, wow. Okay, no more High Templar there, but still a lot of Zealots. Did we ever get any armor upgrades for Protoss? Okay, one. Nice.
Yeah, one just finished. And a whiff!
But he plagued the observers, right? Which does make them visible, right? I'm not wrong.
Yeah, it should make them. It should make. Okay, that was not a whiff. That hit almost everything.
Well, we're not. This is not tie-dye Zealot day.
Well, he does have a Reaver. He just has to. Oh no.
Oh god. Well.
Goodbye, Zealots.
Yeah, the Zealots are all died. So that's bad. What am I watching here, Nyoken? My eyes.
I think if he just played a little more careful with the Reaver, he could have busted through with minimal losses, but he still got through. Jaeyun's at 63 versus 82, but now we are actually, I thought we were actually not mining for Protoss, but he is still mining bottom right, but Jaeyun, if he loses bottom left.
Jaeyun has no minerals.
Yeah, he has no minerals.
So even though he's got a huge gas bank, like what do you do? That being said, like he has a very easily defensible position. It's not a big Protoss army, so you can't just sack it there. There's a 2 HP Reaver and a Dream, but there's also no units down here to stop this Reaver from killing everything. So,
well, he's got Nidus coming up.
Yeah, but he's gonna kill all the drones with the Reaver. Okay, all right. I'll never say anything ever again.
This is the entire army of PrO. It's just isolated right now. Lynx can kill all of this.
Scourges the shuttle.
Oh, goodbye, PrO.
PrO. It was close, man. You had us in the first half, but I think that's it. GG. PrO taps out, and Jaeyun will take a 2-0 victory over the Italian Protoss player to advance on to the winners match, the Group A of the round of 16.
Yeah, but that game was crazy. What was?
Are we just not allowed to ever mine off of extra bases anymore?
Yeah, PrO was doubling supply. Remember that? It's 60 by 120.
I saw
that.
Yeah,
Jaeyun recovered from that, and he literally had like the best Ling Lurker trades maybe I've ever seen.
How good are Zerglings?
How good?